Hey everyone, I hope you're having a good week so far. I'm really excited about this week for my vlog because today we finally get to delve into some specific topics dealing with goal setting, weight loss, fitness in general. And we kind of done the introduction the last couple of weeks, and now I finally get to start helping people kind of give them an idea of where I've struggled and where I've been successful. So this week's really important because we're going to talk about getting started and how it's way more than just getting out and starting running or starting dieting. You really got to start with your mindset. So I'm really excited for this topic and I hope you enjoy it. So I want everyone to start this vlog by thinking about a goal that you failed at some time in your life. There was probably a big factor that led to that failure. The failure to get your mind right. We can all set goals, as we often do, especially on January 1st. We all set a goal that we want to have for our New Year's resolution. For example, most of the ones I hear is I want to get in shape, I want to get healthy, or I want to lose weight. But that's all we go with the planning stages. Instead, we jump right into going to the gym and trying to work out, and most people fail by the first month. This failure is because people do not start with the most important factor of a goal setting, and that's getting your mind focused. Just because you decide you want to lose weight or you want to get in shape is not enough to make sure that your journey is successful. I'm hoping to help you guys a little bit about what it took to really get my mind focused, because I've tried weight loss before and sometimes I was successful in little increments. But this time I've had to change my mindset completely to stay focused and continue on a journey that will be successful in the long run. So before we delve into how to get your mind right to move forward with your goals, I want to hit some common fallacies that I've learned about weight loss and what a lot of people believe about weight loss that just isn't true. One of the biggest misnomers of weight loss is that you can reach an end goal and you're done. That's simply not true. Anyone that's had a weight loss goal, whether it be lose a certain amount of pounds or get in shape or get healthy, they have to understand that weight loss is much different than most other goals. If you stop on the plan you're on, once you've hit that peak that you've wanted to hit, you'll gain the weight back. And that's something I've learned through experience. This is a lifestyle change. It's something that has to remain constant. Now sure, you may get to a point where you're happy with your body and you can cheat once in a while on your diet or miss a workout here and there. But what you can't do is go back to the old lifestyle. That's why the word diet is a terrible word to use, because diet is temporary. It means you can change something for the time being, get to where you want to be, and then supposedly stop and still stay where you were. And that's not the case. Weight loss is a lifestyle change. It's something you have to do over an entire lifetime. If you decide to go back to your old ways, you're going to gain the weight back and you're going to be back at the unhealthy state you were when you started all of this. The second biggest fallacy I see is people want to do the 90-day plans, the P90Xs, for example. I did P90X, and it's a great workout routine. It got me in some of the best shape of my life. But what they fail to tell you is that to do P90X, you have to already be an athlete. You have to be someone who is in pretty good physical shape to go and continue that program. Now sure, P90X, for example, will offer you alternative moves that you can do if you aren't in as good a shape as some other people. But again, what they fail to tell you is that it's not going to give you that body you want in 90 days if you're doing the alternative methods. The other thing that P90X programs do that give you a false sense of hope is they tell you they're 90-day plans. And again, as we talked about a little bit ago, at 90 days, you can't just stop what you're doing. You may have gotten a good body that you wanted, but if you stop doing the plan, you're going to go right back to where you came from. And it's programs like these that offer false sense of hope to people. And what you really need to do is create a lifestyle change that you aren't just going to go back to binge eating after you're done or just skip the workouts every day after you're done, but something to get your mindset that you have to work out just like you take a shower every day. The third biggest fallacy I see is people who decide to hire a strength coach or a physical trainer and then literally decide on their own which things they choose to do and which ones they don't. I see people all the time tell me they want a physical trainer. They want someone who can help motivate them. And that's a great thing. Physical trainers are really good assets. But then the people will do half of what the physical trainer tells them to, and the other half they'll ignore. And they'll say, well, that's too hard, or I didn't really like that, or it hurt my knee, or whatever the case may be. Same thing with diet. Well, I really like mashed potatoes. I didn't want to give up mashed potatoes. Well, the program can't work if you pick and choose what you want to do. Sure, you may lose some weight by doing half of what they tell you to, and you may even get into some good shape by eating some of the things you aren't supposed to. But if you don't follow the routines they give you, you cannot maximize the effort. And what that cheating will do is lead you to, when you do lose some weight, to cheat even more, because you're going, I can do this on my own. I figured out the methods. I don't need their plan. And that's not the case either. You have to pick, you can't pick and choose what you want to do. You have to follow the plan as they put forward, because these people have done a lot more studying than you or I have ever done on the subject. So these are the big 3 fallacies. Now what I want to get into a little bit is how to get your mindset before you even start a workout or before you even start dieting. So that's what we're going to focus on next. So how to make a weight loss or a fitness goal a routine that you do in everyday life. Well, let me start by explaining something. I hear people all the time tell me they want to lose weight and they want to work out. They start going to the gym every day, and then after about a month they stop. And I usually get this as an excuse. Well, I had to work late. Well, the kids needed to be taken to practice. Well, you know, it was just a bad week for me. But what they didn't do was they didn't start their program with prioritizing their goals and making workout one of the most essential parts of their day. Instead, they just started going to the gym. They go at different hours. They don't create a routine for themselves. So one of the most important aspects of any goal setting, but especially weight loss, is making a routine. Something that you do every day at the same time and in the same method to ensure that you not only create a habit, but that you know exactly what time and what place you're going to do a workout, you're going to cook dinner, whatever the case may be. The easiest way to begin a routine is to plan. I've created an hourly calendar for my weekly goals. I've done this so I can set times that I know I'm going to work out, or whatever other goals I may have. It's also important because by writing it down, you're committing that these are the things you want to do. We all say goals all the time, but there's something about either physically typing it or writing it down that makes it more real. When writing down these goals, you need to be as specific as possible. Too often I hear people tell me they want to lose weight, but they don't have a specific goal in mind. How can you ever know how much weight you want to lose or where you would say you've completed your goal unless you be specific? You want to walk in with a number if it's weight loss or some kind of fitness activity you wish to achieve. Just by stating you want to lose weight, you're going to give up if the results aren't showing the way you want them to. But by knowing what your end goal is, you can tell each result will lead to that end goal. Not to mention, if you write down multiple end goals, for example, I want to run a half marathon and I want to lose 20 pounds, or whatever the case may be, you can see results happening in many different aspects. A lot of times we stand on the scale and we get really disappointed with our results. We've been busting our butt for 2 or 3 weeks and we're not losing weight. But then you notice that, hey, I'm running twice as far as I used to, or I'm running twice as fast as I used to. And that encouragement leads you to want to be more successful and continue pushing forward. It is finding small goals in everything that we do that will lead you to success in the big goals. So one of the most important aspects is to write down the goals, be as specific as possible, and create a routine for yourself. Another important aspect of creating a routine is finding importance in your goals. And what I mean by that is we oftentimes will give up working out when other of life's distractions get in the way. Working out is the easiest thing to put on the back burner. It is easy because it's one of those things that, well, we can do it later. What is one if I miss one day? What's the problem? But that leads to 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, and so on. We don't treat working out as a priority like taking a shower and eating dinner is a priority in our life. Obviously, we know we have to eat dinner or food in general to survive. Well, working out should be looked at as the same way. Working out is beneficial well beyond just the health aspects we all know about. It leads to better work product, it gives more energy, it creates less stress, and it actually reduces anxiety. So quite literally, working out is both health beneficial, a psychiatrist in many ways, provides more energy to spend time with your kids, at work, or whatever the case may be. So this just isn't a health benefit for you. It in fact impacts every single person you associate with. I've learned through working out and making it a daily routine that I not only feel better physically, but also mentally. I interact with people better. I don't get upset as easily. I don't get angry at people. I find that I can reduce stress levels significantly by working out, to where now working out every day is essential to both my mental and physical health. When I don't work out, I feel myself getting agitated, upset, I'm tired, and I'm less energetic throughout my workday. So by finding time to making working out a priority, I've also made everything else better in my life. This is important because we always like to put working out on the back burner, like I mentioned. But all these health benefits and all these mental benefits that come with it, this should be pretty much the number one priority. So how do you make working out an essential part of your daily routine? Well, the first misnomer that I hear people often say is, I don't have time to work out. Working out does not have to be this long process. I'm sure we all know someone that spends 2 and 3 hours at the gym a day, but that's not necessary. 30 minutes a day of some kind of physical activity will not only help you get in the fitness shape you want, but it will also lead to all the other benefits that I mentioned. So making it a priority should be fairly simple. I'm sure we all come home at some point and we turn on Netflix or turn on the TV and spend 30 minutes or more watching TV. It is during that 30 minutes that we could work out. Now, before you kill the messenger and tell me that, well, I only have 30 minutes a day to relax and I don't want to be working out. I've already told you about the benefits working out has, and I bet you will find that you are way more relaxed after a workout than you are just watching 30 minutes of Netflix. Not only that, your self-worth will improve. The importance of self-worth is beyond measure. When you have higher self-worth, you find yourself completely transformed with your interactions with people daily. You feel better, and even times when you can't relax, you're still happy with what you've done. Working out also can allow you to feel like you've achieved something with your day. Oftentimes, I know at my job, things don't go as planned. And oftentimes I feel like I failed before the end of the day. But working out is something that as long as you do it, you will feel like you've done something successful for that day. This has saved me so many times after a long day at the office where things didn't go my way. But I got outside and I worked out, and at the end I felt accomplished that I did something. It boosted my motivation for moving forward both in my workouts and my job the next day, because if I can be successful in something, then I feel like I can be successful in anything. So now that you've written down your goals, been specific as possible, created some form of calendar, and know exactly what time you're going to work out and when you're going to fit it into your schedule, you are then ready to begin the process of actually transforming your mind and your body. But it was through this planning process that's going to lead you to success in the future. I can't emphasize enough how important it is to plan this out before you get started. You can't just jump in, because that's often what leads to failure. You have to plan, create a real routine, and know that you're going to work out every day at 6 o'clock or whatever time may be. Know that that is important, just like showering and eating. And if you don't do it, you're going to feel miserable and you're not going to accomplish your goals. So I just want to conclude with this. As I talked about, weight loss and fitness is a lifetime change. Therefore, it is extremely important that when you go through this planning process, you create realistic goals. Along with these realistic goals, you need to constantly reassess your goals. A lot of times we get ahead of ourselves and think we're going to be somewhere after a certain amount of time. Then that day comes and we aren't where we thought we'd be. It is important to continuously reassess our goals. As you reassess, you will continue to see progress, but then you will know that maybe your goal was unattainable at that time. But that progress will continue to motivate you even if you haven't quite met your goal. For example, I thought it would take me 6 months to be ripped. I realized that that was a very hefty goal because I was significantly overweight. Each month I realized I wasn't going to quite make it to that goal. So I reassessed and then created new goals that were more realistic in the future. It is through this that I continued to see progress. I continued to be excited about the way my body was changing, but I didn't get disappointed when I got to that point and hadn't quite met that goal. So it is important to constantly reassess your goals. If you don't do this, it will only lead to disappointment and oftentimes wanting you to give up and maybe failure. That being said, if you've done this planning process the way I've laid out, you're ready to start the workout and the diet. We'll touch on that next week on how to really get started with a good workout routine and a good diet. But for now, the planning stages are the most important. So take your time to create those goals, create a timeline of when you can accomplish those goals, and make sure that you just lay out as detailed a plan as possible. Again, as always, thank you for watching, and feel free to email me or follow me on Instagram. And please, if you have any questions, I'm always open for them, and I'm ready to answer anything you may have. Thanks again.